Hello, welcome again on our second day from Share Bucharest, the International Architecture Forum. I have the great pleasure to have today with me Thomas Christoph, who is the founder of Studio Christoph, and Mr. Balázs Csápó, founder and managing director of Paradigm Studio. Both of my guests were former presidents of architects' chambers from their countries, respectively Slovenia and Hungary. I would like to start this conversation telling us something. How was the experience of being a president in your national chambers of architects, and how did this experience impacted your career?
Okay, thank you very much for the question and also for the invitation to this event. It's a great honor and great pleasure. So the experience was, I was a president for 5 years, and it was completely different than expected. We were mostly dealing with topics that just came to us, not the topics that we or me personally wanted to deal with when I ran for this function. We had a lot of change of legislation in let's say my mandate, in my period. Basically, what we do in this couple of years was fighting for the profession, fighting for a position of architects in society. We went
So the main challenges were legislative challenges that you have to cope and address?
It was the main challenges were actually political challenges.
Okay.
Yeah, we made several speeches in the parliament.
Defending the profession.
Defending the profession. We were in media constantly during that period, which is quite unusual for architects to be on a political floor.
Do you have any laws for architects?
We have a construction law, obviously, and then a spatial development law, and then there is the third law, which is about registered architects and engineers. It's like a combined for both for all the profession in this field. Yes, combined law.
Yesterday.
And this is also the law by which the chamber is established.
I understand. Yesterday we had a very interesting discussion with the president of Architects from Venice, who is saying that they are now developing and improving the laws that protect architects. As I can see, that's a common topic among our shared society, to say so, of fighting to protect and improve
during, let's say, last 20 or so years, the whole Europe was really deregulating the profession. Deregulating, slowly, very slowly. It's not like deregulated, but kind of, it's not necessary in some countries anymore that the architect is involved. In the other countries, the competitions are not necessary anymore for public investors. In the third countries, it's more or less just design and build, which kind of pushes architects completely away to different positions. And I think that recently the whole Europe figured out that this was a huge mistake, that the quality has failed, that the whole environment is kind of getting worse and worse. The cultural aspects of our let's say countrysides, cities is falling down, and now in recent years there are many European documents that want to reverse this happening, Bauhaus or new European Bauhaus or
What is the situation in Hungary related to the status of architect in legislative forum?
Well, actually, we do have quite the same system. We have a law for the contracts, so a building law, which is very important because architecture is a profession with a very complex field. So we have to deal with the client, the engineers, the builders. So there are different roles to play in the whole process. So this law is for that. And we also have a law for the chambers, including the chamber for the engineers, which is separate. And we have the chamber for the architects with the landscape architects, interior designers, and urban designers, all included in one chamber. And we have 2 levels. So I was the head of the Budapest Chamber of Architects, and we have all the counties have an own chamber. So this is the local level, and we have a national chamber as well. And now they are changing the basic law, so we are eager to have the new legislation. And my opinion is that although you have a law, a legal system, but beside that you have to act accordingly to your national needs. Or if you understand that architecture is a part of culture, then you have to improve it, because it is a little bit fragile in a way that since we are a very expensive persons, so ideas cost a lot of money, takes a lot of effort, so we need this industrial background, and the main debate is whether there is only an economic calculation, so we competing each other through the the lowest price field, or we are competing with each other in a competition where the quality is the field that we are dealing with. And
so these were also your main challenges or the priorities of your staying as a leader for the Budapest Chamber of Architects?
Well, my main challenge was to find the role of the capital city in this system, because we have, let's say, the third of the architects working in Budapest, and so we were on one hand on a local level, but the other hand, anything happens in the capital city is also a national issue. So we tried to balance in between the national interest and the local interests. And my first goal was to give a face to the chamber, because the chamber was very administrative, and people were saying that chamber is only for getting the license and nothing more.
And you brought this cultural energy up, as you are also the chairman of Share conference in Budapest. So you have invested a lot in events, in cultural
yes,
forums.
actually we already had the cultural institute, which was a struggle for me.
Which is distinct from architects, Chamber of Architects, or it is
No,
working
it is a Budapest-based institute. So we were happy to have it, but I wanted to improve it a little bit. But that was a failed attempt for me. So basically, that's why I ended up this whole presidency. But on the other hand, it was quite important to have a cultural field, and well, we were quite successful to appear in the market. So decision makers noticed that there is a something, and I have to explain that I'm not the national chamber, I'm not the association, I'm the Budapest chamber. So the biggest improvement was the award we have. we have made together with the municipality of Budapest. So it is it's an annual award, and it became a very strong award in the last years because it is not a political award. It comes from the praxis.
I understand. I kindly invite our audience to see your exhibition that you have brought at Share these days. And you have a very special section that is entitled Architecture as a Political Act. As we are speaking right now about legislation, about laws, tell us something about exhibition and reasons that determined you to have this endeavor.
Well, I really don't know the reason, you know. It's just a topic that interested me since ever, you know.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it really wasn't that necessary. It was quite a coincidence that I became an architect. Like, I don't know, I didn't know what to choose, so I was almost throwing a dice. And this is just the topic that we were researching, like we have been researching constantly ever since the beginning of the office. So that the topic is how to, I mean, what are the possibilities of architecture to express any sorts of social or political messages, basically, no? And in my opinion, architecture is anyway always political. You know, it's always about territory. It's always about ownership. It's always about identity, style. It's like every house is almost like a flag, which you put on the moon. Let's say, you know, saying here we are. No? This is our. This is my right. This is my land. This is my ownership. But also this is my identity, my style, my way of seeing things, etc. So this is like kind of every architecture. Even if you try to avoid it, it becomes per se political. But what we are interested in is like the other. I mean, when architecture exceeds this basic message, no? When you're trying to say something, either consciously or just unconsciously. For instance, for me, one of the most interesting project in that term from history was Palazzo della Civiltà in Italy, in Eur, in Rome. It was built in the 30s, in the 1930s, and the design of this was chosen by Benito Mussolini. So it clearly indicates the fascist society. You know, all the arches are equal. They're standing like some soldiers. The structure is very solid. No? And we tried to redesign it to express the democratic society. You know? So the democracy is very unstable system, very dynamic, but it also offers a lot of internal diversity, a lot of possibilities, etc.
Do you think that Massimiliano Fusca's intervention in that area changed something about the spirit of the place?
I mean, maybe it did, you know, but still the icon of this area is still this building, you know. So it's such a strong icon, no? That whatever you do in the context, you cannot change it, you know.
Yeah.
Like what we were also trying, like, we don't do that anymore, but we designed the money. We designed money and put our projects on the money, you know. So to see how are those projects strong enough to be kind of icon without the context, no?
And also in the exhibition there's the project about a flag, and you designed the flag accordingly to represent each person in the 2 million nation.
Actually, the idea came when Ring Koolhaas designed a European flag, and he did these stripes with all with colors of all European flags, which I think it should be a European flag, no? Not these stars that are saying we are all equal. It's not true, you know. We are diverse. We are completely different nations in European Union. And then I was thinking, I mean, could Slovenian flag be redesigned in similar manner? And I said, okay, we are like only 2 million people, which is like I mean, if you ask anybody about Slovenia, the first thing what he would say is we are small. We are a small country in terms of land area, but also a small country in terms of the population. Our capital city is only 300,000 people. So it's 2 million people, and I designed a flag which has pixels. And they're like obviously 2 million pixels, so everyone can say this is mine, this is mine, this is mine.
If someone would have designed Romanian flag in this way, considering that we were 20 million people and from which 5 million are abroad, so our flag should be very.
I mean, 2 million, also 2 million sounds a lot, for pixels. But
yes.
actually, this is like 1,000 by 2,000. So every cell phone screen has maybe more. I'm not sure, but for sure every monitor has more pixels. So yeah.
Yes, so I kindly invite you to see your exhibition.
Thank you very much.
And I have a personal curiosity. I have been to share Budapest 3 years ago, I guess, and we have visited the metro stations, and I was truly impressed by this project, which is also, as I guess, in collaboration with governmental institutions that made this possible, as we are talking about the political acts. Please tell us something about this project, and as I have heard, it is still continuing right now with other stations.
Well, yes, I was involved in metro design when a new metro line was to be constructed. It was number 4, so the Metro 4 line with 10 new stations, and we were, let's say, a general architectural designer. It is very complicated, but you can imagine how many engineers work in a metro stations.
What is the person between architects and engineers?
Yeah,
Maybe
and
80%.
we tried to let's say channelize the architectural design of the whole line, and also we had some stations that we designed by ourselves, and it was a great success. And of course we got some national and international interest. And after that project, which took about a decade to finish, a new project came, which was the reconstruction of the existing Metro 3 line, which is the largest in the city, and we just finished it this year. So there we had 3 different sections, and the most interesting part was the inner city stations, where we had to make elevators for reaching the platforms accessibly. And that was a challenge.
Yes, so it's welcoming that architects are coming in a public space and defining it and making more appealing to the general
Actually,
audience.
these metro stations are public spaces,
Yes,
and a lot of people are using them. So this is a place where contemporary architecture can be the public. So it is not. So it is open for everyone who has a ticket, at least, and that's why it is very important.
And it's a kind of education that you are doing to people as you are showing them good architecture, and they get infused by this message, and maybe can come back and have higher expectations from
or a deeper understanding, yes.
Or deeper understanding of architecture, yes. Thank you so much for this short conversation. I would like you just at the beginning to share with us a thought or maybe a message to those who are watching us, and relating to your background in administration, in maybe as also as free practices.
Yeah, I mean, I think like architecture is one of those professions, I think, that it's completely different than you expected when you studied. It's completely different. Like I was talking to a lawyer the other day, one of the lawyers, and he said that he's amazed how very well architects understand law, how well we are taught to read legislations, rules, and there
So
are like
many fields
many
like that.
fields that we have to learn, you know, that nobody of us expected that would become important in our lives at all, you know. And it's very important to find like these little subjects. Like for me, it was,
Yes.
you know, as I said, no, this,
Find a niche to
the
focus
niche
on.
to something that you really love inside
Because
this
the field
profession.
is too wide and too vast
Because the
and too
field,
complex.
field is really wide, and you lose kind of direction. You could lose direction in all this.
Yes.
You need to find yourself, and then it's a
That's a
perfect
very good
profession.
piece of advice.
Yeah.
Well, a message for me is just coming back to your thought that architecture is also some kind of a political issue as well, but a little bit more of that, because architecture is never on its own. Actually, it is always
Yes,
part of
yeah.
the whole society, and now we face a serious issue how to deal with the built environment of an area that we don't like or we want to step on and move on, and still in my opinion we have to keep these buildings and to reuse them, to give them a second chance, and to rewrite their history as well.
Yes, a very deep deep understanding of our dependency and relation, and we are just together we can succeed. So this is why we are here at Share to share, and also to get each other closer. Thank you so much for your presence
Thank you.
and for your.
I have to
for
run
your time.
to the presentation.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you for
Yeah,
inviting
thank you.
us.
Bye bye.
Bye.